All right, guys, so for 1A, let me actually put the picture on the board as well, so we can just see it. I'll put the answers up. Oh, sorry. I'll put the answers back just now. So for 1A, they were asking for vertically opposite angles, and there were a whole bunch of them, right? So 1 and 3, are we fine with that? 2 and 4, 5 and 7, and then 6 and 8. Yes? Okay, for B, alternate angles. Now here for B, you had to just be able to identify Z shapes. There were 2. All right, so I'm looking at that one. Follow my finger, please. There, and then there, and then there. Right, that's a Z shape. So the angles that we have there are 5 and 3. Okay, 5 and 3. And then if you're looking at the other Z shape, the one that's a bit sharper, follow my finger again. There we go, like that. Right, so that was 4 and 6. Okay. 8, 3 and 5, and then 4 and 6. Any questions so far, guys? All right. For C, there were loads of F shapes. I don't know if you guys saw all of them. So C was asking for corresponding angles. So I'll put the answers back up just now. But let's look at, if you look at that F shape there, right? You guys see that? So that's like the back of the F, and then those are the 2 lines. So that would be those 2 angles there. So that's 8 and 4. 4 and 8. And then we have the other way around as well. We have that back of that F and the 2 lines. So 7 and 3. But then we can go the other way around as well, guys. So we're using the same line as the back of the F, but now we're using those 2 lines and we're looking on the other side of it. All right, so it's almost like this is an F that's lying on its back and the lines are pointed up. Okay, so that would be 5 and 1. Angle there. And then on the other side, I'm looking at this F shape here. So that would be 2 and 6. Okay, so there were 4 F shapes. We're trying with C. All right, then for D, they were asking for co-interior angles. So that's the C or the U shape. There were only 2 pairs of co-interior angles here. So if you're looking at that shape there, which is like a U, remember co-interior is the inner angles, right? The interior angles. So if you're looking at that shape, it's 4 and 5, right? Those 2 inner angles. And then if you're looking at this shape here, which is almost like a U that's upside down, those are 3 and 6.
Yeah. In an exam or a test, if you put it 6 and 3 instead of 3 and 6, like that.
All right, let's look at number 2. Now, there's quite a few of you asking questions about this first diagram in number 2. So, guys, they said determine the sizes of the angles marked A to B because they were C and D in the other question. So here, do we remember that this means that it's a 90-degree angle, right? So you could have found A just by doing. So if you're doing angles on a straight line there, that line, right? That's 180 degrees. So because that's 90 degrees, A is also going to be 90. Okay, 180 minus 90. So that's how I got the angle or the value of angle A. Remember your reason, please. If you didn't write it down, add it in now. So then here you have 90. Now we need to find B. But guys, we have another straight line here. All right, that's also a straight line. Do you agree with that? So these 3 angles must also add up to 180. So if you want to get B, you can take 180 degrees minus 90 minus 45. Get you angle B. Okay. Yeah. Okay, what did you do? That's fine, yes. In a test or exam, you will probably have to first state that that angle is also 90 because it's the angle on the straight line. Okay, because that one wasn't given, but yes, no. All right, remember your reason, please, guys. You're going to get half marks if your reason answer. Okay, so please don't throw marks away. Any questions on this one? All right, let's look at the next one. So for this one, do we see this F shape here? I think it's quite an obvious F shape, right? They made it quite obvious. There we go. That's an F shape there. Are the lines forming the F parallel to each other? So please, are these two lines parallel? Yes. Okay, so the corresponding, angles are going to be equal. So C is going to be equal to 100 degrees. Again, guys, just like we discussed yesterday, they didn't label these lines, right? They didn't say like this is A, B, or C, D, or whatever. So then you just have to write parallel lines in your reason.
Yeah, I can't see by doing this, but and then I said,
That's fine. You know, in a test or exam, they'll probably say you have to do them in alphabetical order. Yeah. Okay. All right, for D, you could have done two things there. So you get the same answer either way, fine. Angles on a straight line, right? You could have worked with this. Have 180-degree angle there. You could have said that because C is 100, you will have to be 80, right? Because 180 minus 100 is 80 degrees. Or you could have done co-interior angles. If I see that C there, right? So those two angles have to add 1. Okay, remember guys, you never have to write two reasons. Okay, so pick one and write that reason. What questions on number 2? All right, now in number 4, there was actually a problem in the textbook. They didn't actually give us enough information to find X and Z. Right? I wonder how many of you said that X and Z are both 120 degrees. Okay, most of you. I almost did the same thing, right? Because look at how they've drawn these two lines. Thank you. They've drawn them as if they are parallel, but you see that they didn't actually show, they didn't indicate that they are, right? There are no arrows on these two lines. Now, I think that was a mistake on the textbook's part, right? Because I even checked at the back of the book, they also got 120 and 120 for X and Z. But in order to actually do that, guys, we do need to know that these two lines are parallel. So if you have a textbook with this picture in, please, in the book, put in arrows to show that those lines are parallel. What were those arrows in anyone's book? No, okay. Please add those blue arrows in, guys. They are supposed to be there. Okay, we'll talk about X and Z just now. For Y was the only one that you could actually do, given the information here. Do we notice this C shape? Right, you see that C shape there? Yes, no? Are we awake? There we go, we have that C shape there, right? So Y and 120 are co-interior angles, meaning they must add up to 180. Okay, so to get Y, you can just say 180 minus 120, which is 60 degrees. You can also just write Y equals 60 straight away. Okay, that's fine. Your reason for your guys co-interior angles. Now we know what these lines are called. So now you have to write their names down. Okay, that's very important. Which lines are parallel that form that C shape? A, B, and C. Okay, so you have to write A, B parallel. Okay, now if we're just looking at Z next, because I think Z is probably if we just want to see, we notice that F shape there. Right? So Z is going to be equal to 120. But guys, the way that the book had it originally, they didn't tell us that these two lines were parallel. Okay, so does it make sense if you actually couldn't say that Z was one thing? Right. But it wasn't the same in the book, so it's fine. So Z is 120 degrees. What is the reason if it's an F shape? Corresponding. And now, guys, you can't say A, B, and C, D. Those lines don't form the F. Which lines are forming the F? Thing is, A, B is actually a line there. Right? They didn't actually give us A, B. And B, C also. So did they name these lines actually? No. So what do I have to write then? Parallel lines. Good. In case of exams, we always name them. Don't stress about that. Okay, so Z is 120. I'm going to fill that in. Now, what's X, guys? Also 120. Hey, you could do different things here. You could say co-interior angle with Y, right? Because of that U shape. Or look at that Z. A funny looking Z, but it is a Z shape, right? Alternate angle. Right, so X is 120. If you say alt angle, you need to mention the lines here, right? The lines that are forming the Z, the A, B, and C, D. Or if you said co-interior angles, you would have to say the other lines. Parallel. Okay, I'm going to hand out a worksheet now that I've come to you guys. And this is what you're going to be doing for the rest of the lesson. All right, I just want you to put a heading there because there is no heading. This is a sharp worksheet for this, so you put write sharp worksheet. And this was worksheet 12, sharp worksheet 12, right, what I'm heading. Guys, the questions on this worksheet, they're actually similar to the one that we did yesterday with all of those different answers. Do you remember the one from A to X? Okay, so you're going to do the same kind of thing here. So if we're looking at number 2, guys, just check and you make out what's written there. Just check for all those diagrams, but you can actually see what they wrote in the diagrams. It's quite small. If you're not sure of what was written anywhere, then you can just ask me. Okay, I would like you to do 2, 3, and 4. All right, don't do number 5 yet. We will come back to number 5, but that one is quite difficult. And if we're looking at number 2 quickly, guys, let's just read through what information they gave you there. They're saying, look at the following diagram carefully and answer all the questions. In the diagram, EF, can we find line EF on the picture? It's that top line, EF, is parallel to the lines AB and GH. Okay, that's quite strange. I see they drew the arrow in the one direction on EF and then different direction on the other 2 lines. Okay, it doesn't matter. Those 3 straight lines are parallel to each other. So guys, if you see an X shape there, you can use that. If you see a Z shape, you can use that. If you see a C or a U, you can use that for those lines. Okay. Then they've given you some values there. They're saying angle CBF is equal to, now that looks like an A, it's actually alpha, but you can use A, it doesn't matter. It's 70 degrees. Can we just find that on the picture, guys? They've indicated it on the picture there. Then they have an angle that's equal to X. Now, I just need to make sure that you are understanding that the whole angle, you see they've made a little line there? That whole angle is X. Okay. The whole angle that has the line going over this. This angle. That whole angle there, the big angle is X. Okay, the other thing. So not the small part there, not the small part, the whole angle is exactly. So this is A, this is 70 degrees. Then they say BAC is Z. This angle here is Z. Make sure that you know what all those angles are, guys, because it's quite small. Now the last bit of information there, EC bisect BCH. Remember how we work with angle E? What's the influence? D is where? D is over there. CH. So DCH is this angle that's X. Right? Now they're telling us EC bisects this angle. Guys, we did bisecting an angle at the beginning of the game. What does it mean when you bisect something? Cut it in half. So that means that this line cuts this angle in half. So that small angle there is equal to that. Okay, that's basically what they're telling you. I'm saying that EC bisects ECH. They're telling you that those two angles are equal. So that is the big angle is X. What is half of X? Half X, right? So that angle is a half X. And that angle is also a half X. How can you write that difference? X over 2. Okay, so I would like you to answer those questions there, guys. I'm going to take a look at 3 and 4 quickly and see if there's anything funny about 3 and 4 that I also just need to help you with. So you can start working on number 2 for now.
For an angle, could you say that it was moved?